it's the playoffs. So everything's intensified, and your focus is a lot different than it would be a regular season game. And I've been through this before, so I'm quite familiar with it. So nothing really changes for me. My preparation and my mental focus towards what I need to do as a player and as a teammate is the same.
Anything change with Andrew being down right now?
I think verbatim, everybody on this team has to know they had to do more anyway. That's what the playoffs is about. It's a chess game, and you got to be an extreme student of what you need to do. You need to pick your game up, elevate your game to another level. And obviously, I think the difference is now is that I'm gonna have to play more minutes right away. I'm sure it would have been points at some point through the process of a 7-game series that I would have probably had to play extended minutes anyway. So those type of things don't really affect me. It doesn't affect my thought process because I have a job to do. I expect to do it well, and that's my personal challenge.
I think his presence, he sets great screens, obviously, and he's a great passer as a big. So when he's at the top of the key and he's able to look side to side and figure out who's open, the dribble handoff is pretty effective when he's in there. We'll miss that, but when Draymond and Jo and Mo, they play differently, obviously, so you have to adjust, but our play calls will be the same, and I think the way that we'll get our shots will be the same.
Do you think they're making too much the physicality of this series?
It's hard to say. It's going to be difficult. It's going to be physical, and I think that both teams are really going to try to win.
You're primarily going to be covering the wings. Can you talk about? We'll start with Matt Barnes. What does he bring to the table?
He brings a lot. He's always active. He's always cutting. A good spot up shooter. So definitely have to be, keep an eye on him when Chris Paul's driving and penetrating.
Granger hasn't been playing lately. I don't know if they're saving him for the playoffs or not, but I assume you guys are preparing for him.
For sure. Last time we played them in LA, he had a big game against us. So definitely gonna have to be, on his tendencies.
I'm not sure. I really haven't read too much about it, so I think any playoff series is going to be physical. This one is no exception, and just go out there and play hard and do what we can to win.
They say the game slows down to more of a half-court game during the playoffs, but isn't it true you guys probably want to get out and run on these guys?
Yeah, I think it's no secret that's how we like to play. We like to get up and down and get in transition. There is going to be points in the game where, you're going to have to slow it down, maybe run some time off the clock, or be careful with the ball, not take any foolish turnovers or anything. So all those things will play into factor.
Do you guys do anything different defensively when Crawford comes in for Redick? They're both shooters, but did you change anything there for you?
We'll discuss that stuff today and tomorrow. Crawford's more of a one-on-one player. Redick's more of a catch-and-shoot guy, comes off a lot of pin downs. So they're different type of players, and I'm sure there'll be some different ways of covering them.
Too much being made of the physicality of the series, of the matchup?
Obviously the regular season there's some flare-ups, I guess you call it, but they're not the only team that's happened with, so exactly. It's just the NBA. It's high intensity, especially when you get to the playoffs, and you got to just expect it to be a fun series and really competitive.
What did you learn from going through the playoffs?